Hey there, John Gums going live again. Now, this is the Class A summary of the Day 1 North Dakota State Wrestling Tournament. Class A is a wild event. Again, you can see some wrestlers warming up for Day 2 of the State Wrestling Tournament there. I'm going to share my screen of the team scores. Might hear some stuff in the background. Here we go. But you see the team scores as we look across. Yes, Bismarck High has a huge lead, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to catch them here, but it was a great day in North Dakota wrestling. It looks like it's going to be a battle for the other ones to make the stand at 2, 3, and 4. As we look at the team scores leading after Day 1, we have the Bismarck High Demons with a team score of 106.5. You have Century in second place with 78.5. In third place, you have Minot, the Magicians, at 65 points. Sitting in fourth, you have the Valley City Highliners with 57 points. Close down to that, Jamestown, who took them out in a duel earlier yesterday, who will be in the semis against Minot later. They won 56-0. And then you have Dickinson sitting in sixth place with 50.5. Devil's Lake in seventh with 45. And then Bismarck St. Mary's top 8 of 37.5 points. Had a great first day of wrestling. Now let's go through a little bit of the brackets from the quarters and who is. We're not going to talk names yet until we get a little bit closer to the semis, but I'll give you a little summary. At 106, you have the top 4 seeds making the semis tonight, or this afternoon, late this afternoon. And then at 113, you have the 1 through 4 also making the brackets. So you got the 1, 4, and 3 and 2. Then we move to 120 where we see some of our first upset. You have, it's not a huge upset, but you have Johnson of West Fargo, the 5 seed, taking out the 4 seed Roadstead from Valley City in an 8-6 sudden victory match. At 126, you have the 1 versus 4, but you did have an upset where the 6 took out the number 3 wrestler in the state. Monotaqua went down from Fargo North. Henry Nelson makes the semifinals from Dickinson. Then at 132, you got the 1-4 and the 3-2, so that is up to the seeding that happened at the state wrestling tournament. At 138, you have the 1 and 4, but then you have a 3 versus the 7. Now the 7, it's kind of a tough bracket. 138 is one of those ones, if you really look back at it, I think, personally, it was seeded wrong, completely seeded wrong. But you got a Bismarck legacy guy make the semis. Catamus had a victory over the number 2 seed. That was Tyler Porter. So Catamus, 8-0 victory over Tyler Porter of West Fargo, and he's made the semifinals. At 145, you have a 1-5 and a 2-6. So the 1-5, that was Cutter Jones of Williston beating Williams out of Grand Forks Central 3-2. And then you have a 2 versus 6 where you got Nagel. Bismarck High found a way to get another guy in the semifinals over Walters of Jamestown. So again, at 145, you got a 1-5 and a 2-6. At 152, you have the 1-4-3-2, so everybody's on task there with the seedings. At 160, you have the 1-5 versus the 3 and the 3-2. The 1-5, you have Weber of Fargo Davies taking out Berg of Mandan in a 7-3 victory yesterday. At 170, another one where both sides of the brackets, you have upsets. You have the 1-5. You have, let's look here, Valandry of Devil's Lake taking out West Fargo's McIntosh in a, looks like a 7-4 victory. And then add to the 6, took out the 3, that was Browning of Jamestown beating Bame of Century in a 7-4 victory. At 182, you have a 1-5-3-2. Carenza from Century found a way in the semifinals. He had taken out Redfern, who had beat the number 4 seed earlier, and that was a kid from Fargo South, actually, he beat. So you got Carenza making his way into the semifinals versus number 1. At 195, 220, and 185 are all 1 through 4s and the 3-2s. So all those made it to the finals, or the semifinals. So we have some first round wrestlebacks coming up here in just a little bit. It won't be long, and we're going to be seeing some sad individuals as they find their way out of the wrestling tournament. This is the first time you're going to see some guys leaving the brackets. Other than that, we will have, people advance after this round. So about 11:30, we'll have our semifinals of the duels. In the semifinals of the duels, you will have Jamestown versus Minot, and that should be a great duel to see who makes it in the finals. On the other side of the bracket, you got Bismarck Century and Bismarck High. In the Class B, let's take a quick peek here. Exact matchups. I should remember all this. But then in the Class B, I know we have Velva had a victory there. Going back to a couple things here. And see who faces who. Let's go back to the duels. Let's go to Class B. There they are. Just so I make sure I got this right. I don't want to mess up with the wrong ones. But in the brackets here for the duels, in the Class B, you have Lisbon versus New Salem Almont. That will be at 2 o'clock today. And then Velva versus South Border. Yesterday, again, for those duels, Lisbon had an easy victory over Bishop Ryan. They won 63-12. And New Salem had a tough match, took out Carrington at 39-37. On the Class B, on the bottom side of the bracket, you got Velvet taking out Hettinger, a 48-33 match. And you had South Border rolling over Pembina County North, 57-15. So those duels are actually, about 2 o'clock today. Should be awesome, actually. Most people think they'll go a little bit earlier, but on the back side of the bracket, you'll have Bishop Ryan versus Carrington going to try to get the Consolation Championship, and then you have Hettinger Scranton versus Pembina County North. Well, that is the summary of both our Class A and Class B duels. You guys, I will come back with a couple interviews later today. We'll get some more people on. Other than that, guys, I tell you what, let's take a peek here. One more thing. There we go. We have a great day of wrestling ahead of us, guys. John Gums, Dakota Grappler. If you've missed some of these videos, go over to off of Facebook, over to YouTube, look up Dakota Grappler, and you should be able to find all the interviews and all the highlights from day one of the wrestling tournament. You guys have a good day. Catch you later.